This vehicle here is not only about a spectacular exterior design, it's also about a completely new platform for the Volkswagen Corporation. This one is here a Cupra. But the platform here also has a meaning for VW, Audi and so on, the so-called SSP platform, 1,000 kilometers or 600 miles of range with a range extender, or a pure electric one. So it's a new idea to offer both in one vehicle, and we'll tell you all about, you need to know about the Cupra Tindaya, a very all-new model, could maybe fight the BMW X3 or a Mercedes GLC. It is a vehicle that was even thought to attack the Northern American market. And what about this platform, this new technology concept? All of that now with Thomas and Autogefuehl in 4K, full screen, full length. Let's go with the Cupra Tindaya, which has this Cupra logo illuminated here on the top. It's a matte gray finish as the paint, feels really nice, you can even hear that. Then these new headlamps. This is of course a more extravagant design, if you say maybe like a Tavascan on steroids or something like that, but it also shows a new design language that will be even more dramatic. In the lower part, this is of course the question if this one will come in the final version. We have here this black panel, which is at the same time also a screen that can show this animation. At this moment, I would say it's probably not legal, at least not in the European Union. Here on the top, you can see this cutting out. It is actually a frunk, and it's actually two frunks, so one per side. And even more interesting, it's not only for the full electric version, but also for the range extender version, because then you will have a 1.5 TSI petrol engine in the middle, and the frunk will be not that deep actually, but you still have two frunks also in the range extender version. And here we have 23-inch wheels, extremely large. Of course, they will be a little bit smaller in the final model. The length is 4.72 meters, 186 inches. This is realistic, and yeah, X3, GLC, Audi Q5 size and so on. However, this one will be planned as an SUV coupe-ish. That means it will have this falling roof line right here, very strong shoulder, and by this design it looks actually smaller than it actually is. And you can see a very interesting transition that in the front this gray is more, let's say, has a cold tone, and then it dissolves into a warmer gray tone here in the rear. That's a very interesting concept, definitely. And talking about the range extender, the planned range is 1,000 kilometers, 600 miles, split in 700 kilometers from the range extender and 300 kilometers from the pure electric one. Or you get the full BEV, the only battery electric version. Both have one electric motor in the rear, one in the front, and around 500 horsepower and 4.1 seconds in the acceleration figure for the range extender version. It's very interesting because the Volkswagen Corporation has not worked with this range extender idea yet. Now they will. Also with a very dramatic car. You can see here the signature, and once again this screen idea to have this volcano thing, because Tindaya, and you can also see here our setup, Tindaya is a volcano mountain on Fuerteventura. It's the Canary Islands, and we've recently been there. We passed this mountain in the car. I didn't take a picture of this specific mountain, but Leah and I went hiking just close by, like a couple of 100 meters away on a different small volcano. So very beautiful area to do some holidays and so on, and spectacular landscape, as spectacular as this vehicle here is, with its really dramatic cutouts here as well and the illuminated Cupra logo. But will be even more interesting to really take a look at this platform called SSP, because as I said, also other brands in this corporation will use it, and will use it as a full BEV or this REV or REEV for range extender electric vehicle. And that might also be a thing, for example, for the Northern American market with long highways and so on, and where not maybe everyone has a charging infrastructure yet. However, due to the recent Trump tariffs, they postponed the idea to enter the Northern American market a little bit. So we have to see when this will come into place. This is also not a vehicle for next year. It will also take some more years until this actually can become reality. But the interior we can also take a look at, because this one has even more new ideas. So let's take a look at the interior, which has this spectacular suicide door system at this moment. This will not come in a standard car, but here by that, where you can take a better look at the interior, also in this volcanic style, so to speak, from the color world. Here, for example, new materials, the inside of the door. We can see here there's like a three-dimensional printing on the inside of the door, or soft materials. Here it shines through in this copper design. This will be a real switch then, for example, for the window lever, why not? And also interesting how they covered the lower part of the door. This, yeah, it's like velvet, it feels really nice. These seats have this flying effect. Ooh, there you can see this at the moment, the Cupra mode, with even more animation in the light. This steering wheel will be possible with steer-by-wire, and look at that. The top here, like with the airbag cover, it looks like a front hood of a Cupra car, and it also has this Formula 1 styling, also animal-free materials, interesting touch to it. And there you can see the animation, because it has no central infotainment. It has these instruments, and you can also see it on top. It has, you maybe know, like from the BMW panoramic vision. This is same concept, that you have an additional layer that goes all the way from left to the right. I can also play a little bit here with the boost mode, by the way. You can press the boost mode and you have an additional boost, for example. This will also be possible. This seat here has a neoprene-like texture, and also this three-dimensional layer. This looks like a passive seat massage, so to speak. And it will also have speakers inside the headrest. And this is here inspired by a shoe, like by sneaker design. It's also interesting, and here in the middle console, we have once again this structure, and this is a Triforce, so to speak, again, and you can activate, for example, this Cupra mode with clicking here, or switch it back again. And I can also go to the normal mode with pressing the letter part of the Triforce, and to the left part here, when I press here, then it switches to this, yeah, panoramic vision mode. Not sure if the Cupra calls it that way as well. Probably they're not allowed to. And we also have a special feature here, like a so-called heartbeat feature in the middle of the console. So to make it like a living creature, this surface here, see here, gives a little bit of resistance. And maybe, I don't know, when the Cupra mode is on, it can be possible that here, I can put my hand on it, that it breathes basically. Yeah, maybe heartbeat, maybe breathing. Would be slow heartbeat, right? So I would say like rather a beast breathing function, something like that. To the rear, see, we have like this 2+2 concept at the moment, but it will be a proper 5-seater. And they mixed here hard materials, like here, beginning in the rear. But then I thought, we don't want to make cut, it shall dissolve. And so here, basically it fades out, and everything that is once again in the front is more a soft touch atmosphere. That was also the other idea of it. And of course, being driver focused, no infotainment, not too much distraction, really focusing on the road, and that you can have as much driving fun as possible. The steer-by-wire technology, we recently did it in the production version of the Lexus RZ. The advantage is always that you just turn the steering wheel like this, and this is already like the full lock, you know, so you do like this or like this, and then the tires go all the way. You don't have to, like, you know, move it around 2 or 3 times the whole steering wheel. Makes it even, yeah, sportier and comfortable basically at the very same time. Interesting detail, by the way, it also has dual lamination here on the windows. So let's see if we see this later on in the final car to be even more silent on the Autobahn. But I think using the Triforce to control your car, yeah, Link from Zelda would have loved that probably. Or is it more Ganon that is controlling this car? Could be from the styling, right? I think this one could be really carried over from the styling wise. It's interesting to have like a front hood as the airbag cover, you know, or what do you think about that? It's a pretty cool thing. And also the grab handling is like really sporty atmosphere, promises racing. Maybe it would be cool when these structures here on the seat would be really moving as well for the seat massage, but they're actually pretty soft when you can press them in like this. This flying seat concept we have seen on a lot of concept vehicles is maybe not also a realistic thing, makes things complicated. So I think that the standard vehicle, series production vehicle, will also have the seat on the normal rail, definitely. So exterior, interior, yes, in this case a little bit more dramatic than it is, but the core design language, this will come in the next Cupra models. And even more interesting that they use this new platform with the BEV or the REV. some things, for example, that the Chinese manufacturers are also trying to push to the European market, that they are saying they're range extenders. Why? It's also the thing that they do not pay the special EU taxes for BEVs on that one, which Cupra, by the way, also has to pay for their own Tavascan, because the Tavascan is paid in China. So you see the car world is getting more and more complex. Now we get a new platform, and when can we see something like this on the road, and maybe even in Northern America? This one probably rather towards 2030. So this is a real far outlook to the future. But we have more current models of Cupra for you right here.